I was going to talk about a completely different topic today, but then I saw that Instagram and Facebook and some other social media sites were having some sort of outage. And that's not uncommon. I mean, we see this every once in a while. It's not a big deal. It's going to come back, I'm sure, very soon. But it did kind of get me to this new course of what I wanted to talk about today, which is that there's certain things that we just kind of completely take for granted, and one of them is the internet. So um, most of us have used the internet in a major way as a major part of our lives for decades now, and you just kind of operate under the assumption that it's always going to be there, and it likely will always be there. But there are certain times when something happens that we don't expect, and uh, things might go wrong, and you might not be able to use the internet for some period of time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, or who knows, maybe someday there'll be a longer outage that will affect everyone globally. And so that's a very unlikely scenario. But the thing with unlikely scenarios is there's things that we don't expect because we have normalcy bias and we don't expect things to go wrong. Otherwise, we would just be thinking about that all the time. But there is a possibility that something like that might happen. And what do you do in that situation? And what if you are in a place where you really need to transact in some way monetarily and you don't have access to the internet? That's where something like gold comes in. And not just gold, but gold jewelry, because this piece of gold jewelry, this 24 karat gold jewelry, is divisible, even though you may not think of it that way. And gold never goes down. Like, the market price of the value of gold might fluctuate, but if you have this on your person, if you're wearing it or you're carrying it, it's always going to have value no matter what situation that you're in. And, you could even really break off these little links of this chain, or do something to this gold to make it smaller so that you could make smaller transaction if you really had to. So that's why I think it's a good idea to own at least some gold in your portfolio and on your person, kind of carrying with you, which is the most convenient way to do that is to have some pure gold jewelry. Because you never know when a situation might come up that you don't expect, where you need some sort of payment to transact with. And the internet, it may not be working in that moment. And it's an unlikely scenario, but it may happen one day. And when and if that does happen, you're going to be glad that you own some gold.